Shalom, Israel, Shalom. Brother Nahum with another exhortation video through the Spirit. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah. Brothers and sisters, stay on fire in these last days, Most High willing. It's an exhortation video, what we see in these last days. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse number 7. 1 Peter 4 and 7, and it reads, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer." Because we know what's going on. We see what's going on in the earth. Most High got these prophecies popping off at a fast pace. And we see that we very close to the end of this thing. Yahweh Shah is on his way to getting us up out of here. And we got to remember this. 1 Peter 4 and 7. "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer." Because brothers and sisters might not know, but me, myself, I feel from where the Most High had me. He brought me to a lower state because I wasn't being diligent as I was supposed to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. I was lukewarm. So the Most High spit me out. Most High willing, he is not done with me now. But while he has the Spirit on me now to be able to remember these precepts and understanding, I'm going to do this work while I can. Let's go to the book of Sirach to show the reason why. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse number 1. "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Because that's going to be everywhere you turn. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, mental, temptation going to be everywhere. Sirach 2 and 1 again. "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure." Don't just endure till you see it, the sun coming out, then you want to run out from the protection of the Most High. Don't endure just like, oh, well, I see it getting better, so I'm about to go and make my own moves. No, keep walking with the Most High. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble. Don't be trying to get out of a situation when the Most High puts you in a situation. Because he teaches you a lesson in that situation. He wants you to go through that situation so you can learn what he needs you to learn for where he's taking you in life. Verse number 2 again. "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away." That's what we're supposed to do. How do we cleave unto the Most High? By keeping these commandments more and more and more. We got to cleave unto him and depart not away. No matter what the flesh wants us to do, no matter what Satan wants us to do, no matter what our family wants us to do. It's damn New Year's today. Damn Jake and Eve, brothers and sisters that I know that I'm cool with because they my family and they Israelites. But at the same time, they not in the truth and they still on that New Year's tip. We not celebrating it. That's departing away from the Most High if I was out celebrating that, doing the ways of the world. Most High willing, I don't follow that. Most High willing, I can come back to the Most High in all honesty and sincerity. But that's up to the Most High. We got to ask the Most High for this in these last days to bring us back and to keep us in this same state that Sirach is telling us about in chapter 2. Sirach 2 and 3 again. "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." How you going to be increased at your last end? Let's get a precept on that. Moving through the Spirit, I ain't even have to remember this one. It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse number 8. "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." Because we got to stay in these laws, statutes, and commandments day and night, man. Reading, meditating, thinking, applying them in your everyday situations you go through with your family and your friends, even with the other nations that you encounter. Sirach 2 and 3 again. "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." We just read in Joshua 1 and 8. How we going to be increased at the last end? Cleaving unto the Most High, keeping the commandments. Verse number 4. Sirach 2 and 4. "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." Because we know, man, the Most High said what? whatsoever is brought upon thee. He didn't say it was going to be this, it was going to be this, and not that. It was going to be those two things and this, and then not that. Or he was going to drop all this on you and not put that on you. Most High said, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. I mean, take it with happiness, man. Because he didn't have to have you here to the point where you could take it. It's somebody that you know just died yesterday. Somebody that you know died the day before that. You didn't have to be here. You don't have to be here understanding this stuff. It's grace and mercy that we even woke up. Another sunrise. Not even another day, because we know the day starts at sunset. But verse 4 again, Sirach 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Why we got to be patient? Because the Most High put us in this situation. The Most High is the only one that can bring us out of this situation. Let's get a precept to go with that. Moving through the Spirit. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse number 7. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. So let's start at verse 6. 1 Samuel 2 and 6. Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. And we ain't got to get into verse 8 because verse 8 is going into the details of it. But we don't need the details right now. We know what the Most High is doing. We know what we want the Most High to do for us. And we know where we stand with the Most High. And we know what the Most High requires of us. So we can't be mad when the Most High treats us just like this, the Father that he is. Sirach chapter 30 and verse number 1. He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. That's why the Most High doing everything that he doing us. And if we go back to Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 5 and 6, we're going to see gold is tried in the fire. That's what the Most High is doing to us. He's afflicting us because he's showing us that he's dealing with us. Sirach 30 and 1. He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. Why? Because the Most High punishing us and chastising us so we can't keep the commandments. How are you going to have joys of how is he going to have joy of us in the end? If we make it and get that crown, we make it into the kingdom. Keeping the commandments the only way that we can. And having the faith that Yahweh shall going to save us. Verse number 2, Sirach 30 and 2. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. Because who is Yahweh Shah's acquaintance? The Most High, his Father. Who is the Most High's acquaintance? Yahweh Shah, his son. The Most High going to rejoice in Yahweh Shah when the elect makes it to the kingdom. But we have to make it to this through this chastisement first. So like it. Sirach 30 and 2 one more time. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. Now let's link that up with the Torah. It's the book of Job. Chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse 17. Job 5 and 17. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High corrected. Because the Most High judging us, afflicting us, chastising us, and punishing us is nothing but correction. Because if he wanted to put us to death, he could. But why we still here suffering? Because it's chastisement. Job 5 and 17. Behold, happy is the man whom God corrected, whom the Most High corrected. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth and his hands make whole. The Most High, we just read that in 1 Samuel chapter 2. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, and 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Because the Most High is a complete and powerful and all-knowing creator that protects his children that keep the law, statutes, and commandments obediently. He's not going to let nothing happen to the Israelites, especially those keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, let's go back to the book of Sirach. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and we're going to go to verse number 14. Sirach 2 and 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Hold on, what? Sirach 2 and 14 again. Woe unto you that have lost patience. The Most High said, woe unto you that have lost patience. Why? 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. The Most High is sending Satan to do this to these brothers that's out here on these corners. Afflict these brothers, chastise these brothers. Let Esau stand up in their face. Let the other nations stand up in their face. I have to test them the same way we saw in Job chapter 2. The Most High is testing us at all times to see if we're going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, to see if we're going to be obedient as we pretend to be, as we say to be, like we did with the Most High in the book of Exodus chapter 24, when we made the covenant with the Most High and Moses. But we can get into that later. Going back to the book of Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 14. Sirach 2 and 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? Hey, man, what you going to do when the Lord visits you, knowing that he coming in like a thief in the night? Matter of fact, let's get that. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So that's what's coming. And we got to get right while we got this time. This is why we were getting chastised from the Most High. That's why this exhortation video is 1 Peter 4 and 17. That's what times we are in right now. Let's go back to Sirach one more time. Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Because it's going to be hectic in that day. It's going to be Israel running around that know the truth and going to be panicking in that day because they've never seen a destruction like this. They've never seen a chaos like this. But what you got to do, Luke 21 and 19. And it reads, in your patience possess ye your souls. You got to be patient, man. You got to wait on the Most High. You got to let the Most High do his work and let the Most High be the Most High. This is the book of Exodus chapter 14, verse number 14. Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And that's what we're going through in these last days. We got to be patient. We got to let the Most High fight for us. But most importantly, we got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And let's get one of the most perfect examples of we can show of a father instructing his son to keep these commandments. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse number 2. I'm going to start from the top. 1 Kings chapter 2 from the top. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. So this King David, the man, the only man that we know besides Yahushua, whose heart, meaning his mind, was after the Most High's mind. And this man is telling his son, King Solomon, probably the greatest king besides himself to ever walk this earth, besides Yahushua himself, to do what? I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. That's what we got to be in these last days. Because, hold on, Slacky, let's get this precept. Let's see why King David said that. Because Solomon says that too also. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse number 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Because the Most High technically is dealing with the men first. Because he got the order. We know that. Paul told us that. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. 1 Kings 2 and 2 again. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. And keep the charge of Yahweh, thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself, that Yahweh may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if the children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel. So that's what we got to look forward to. That's why we's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, because the Most High going to allow us to get the kingdom. But first, what we got to do? The same thing that Job had to do. The Most High told Job what? Be a man. This the book of Job, chapter 40, and verse number 3. It's like I'm going to start from the top. Moreover, Yahweh answered Job and said, shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him? He that reproveth the Most High, let him answer it. Then Job answered the Lord and said, this is how we act towards the Most High all the time when we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We want to be big and bad and do stuff ourselves, but then when the Most High put us in a situation we can't get out, we wait on him to get out. This is exactly how we sound to the Most High. Job 40 and 3 again. This is the book of Job, chapter 40, verse number 3. Then Job answered Yahweh and said, behold, I am vile. What shall I answer thee? I will lay my hand upon my mouth. No, don't shut up now. Because when the Most High had you in the point where you could listen to him, you want to do your own thing. You want to be in the world. Now, we know we're talking about Job in this situation where Job really didn't do nothing. But Job did one of the things he wasn't supposed to do. The main thing we do every day. Knowing the power of the Most High, you still have that doubt in your mind. Instead of removing that doubt, knowing who the Most High is. Job said what? Job 40 and 4. Behold, I am vile. What shall I answer thee? I will lay my hand upon my mouth. Once have I spoken, but I will not answer. Yea, twice, but I will proceed no further. And this how we trying to cut ourselves off. But the Most High already know our thoughts and our words. He know what we did, if we keeping the commandments or not. What the Most High say? Verse number 6, just the point. Then answered Yahweh unto Job out of the whirlwind and said, gird up thy loins now like a man. I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. So we got to do the same thing the Most High told Job to do himself. And we got to do the same thing that King David told Solomon to do. Gird up thy loins like a man. Be a man. Go thy way as a man. Let's read that one more time. 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse number 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore and show thyself a man and keep the charge of Yahweh thy power to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. Because we know that's how we get the kingdom. That's Revelation 14 and 12. Revelation 22 and 14, numerous other precepts. Now, let's go back to the point. Going to Job one more time, because we're going to lead off and close out in a few. It's Job 40 and chapter 6. Then answered Yahweh unto Job out of the whirlwind and said, gird up thy loins now like a man. I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. What is the Most High declaring unto us? Through the prophets, through everything that's written, for our example, like Paul told us. This is what the Most High is declaring to us. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 verse number 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? So all these Israelites walking around out here want to do their own thing, don't want to keep the high holy days, don't want to keep the commandments, period. Just want to have faith in the Most High. The Most High is watching all that. The angels is taking note of all that. We have to be careful. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse number 6. We have sinned with our fathers. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedly. This is King David saying we. He included himself in it. So how much more us? We got to confess these sins. We got to stop covering these sins. And we got to do everything that we can do to get away from these sins with the Most High, before the Most High let these sins to overtake us and destroy us. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse number 13. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. That's why we got to start keeping these commandments. Because until we start keeping these commandments, if we not damn confessing them sins that we doing, which is not keeping the commandments to the Most High, and then forsaking those sins, keeping those commandments, the Most High said we not going to prosper as a people or as individuals. So with that being said, individually and as a nation, we got to do this too. Acts 3:19. Repent ye therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. Because when the Most High send Yahweh Shah back, like Revelation 1:7 say, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Everybody gonna see him. Everybody had that chance to get right with the Most High. Everybody had the chance to do what they need to do. When that day comes, there's gonna be nothing else that you can do, because it's gonna be too late then. You had the chance. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 90, and verse number 7. For we are consumed by thine anger, and by thy wrath are we troubled. Thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy countenance. Because that's how the Most High knows to judge us righteously, because he sees what we doing. Verse number 8 tells us, thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thine countenance. Now let's get this closing precept to link with Psalms 90 to show why we got to get right. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse number 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Israel, get right. Keep the faith. Keep these commandments. Repent. Ask the Most High to heal you through the Spirit. Ask brothers and sisters to pray with you. Pray for you. Fast with you. Fast for you. Most High willing, with all these wicked holidays coming up, the nation can put a nationwide fast together sometime soon, because we need it as a whole, especially after we come out of Feast of Dedication. So with that, Israel, Brother Nahum, giving all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Exhortation through the Spirit. Been a long time, Most High willing, I can make more videos. Shalom, Israel, keep the faith through the Spirit. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Barakatham. Shalom.